Alright, guys, we are back after not very long. We got the trailer here for the brand new heroes, so why don't we go ahead and check it out and see what's up here. Let's see what awaits us in Book 9. So we already know it's FE7 theme. And we're starting off with a rearmed hero, so I believe the rearmed hero was Leila. Yep. Okay, they did a new effect there on the unit introduction. Pretty interesting. Okay, so of course, they mentioned this in the Fate channel, but Leila's voice acting for the time being is only going to be in Japanese up until whenever they decide to add the English voices. Artwork looks okay. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. Leila's cool. Leila is a character that people wanted to get an alt, so we finally do. And then we have her stats right there, which we can see. 40 HP, 59 attack. Getting bonuses from, okay, Hector gives +6 to defense and res. So, looks like we have here 27 defense and 33 res, and then I'm going to guess +6 to speed from somewhere. Although I don't exactly know where. Or actually, doesn't Matthew have hone speed, which is 4? So maybe like 50 speed, but 50 speed seems abnormally high. Let's just take a look. Let's see what her stuff does. Okay, Arcane Sly Knife, another Arcane Dagger. We already have a lot of those. 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants a bonus to units, all stats equal to 25% of foes' attack at the start of combat, -4. With a max of 14 and a min of 5, nullifies foes' bonuses to speed and defense. Deals damage equal to 15% of units' attack, including on the AoE. Reduces damage from foes' first attack by 7, including their brave attack. And grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before a unit's first attack during combat. And then the effect is Dagger 7. This is like a very minimalistic version of Lilina's and also Pajazzi's weapon. Because they had extra effects on here as well. This is really only the first portion of Lilina and Pajazzi's weapon. And then they both had something else included. So, yeah, kind of meh for a dagger, honestly. They couldn't give her... I guess they assume Dagger 7 is going to be as good as the other effects, but it's really not. Because, like, those units get cooldown charging on the AoE if they're using one. Oh, I guess also Marianne's weapon, too. The Brave or Arcane Marianne. She also has a weapon like this. Alright, then we also have Lethality. Attack and Speed finish 4. Dark Perfume. Okay, so a brand new beast skill here. At start of turn, grants special cooldown count -1 to unit. Inflicts undefended and status preventing counterattacks on the closest foes through the next actions, and inflicts status preventing counterattacks on foes in 2 spaces of those foes through the next actions. Wow. Another unit who does undefended who is not Emblem. And she's blessable. That is going to shake up Aether Raid's offense quite a lot. So now you can run undefended on offense without having it be Chaos Season, where you could only... Or actually, I guess there is the Bride Emblem who is blessable, and... I mean, King Freyr exists, and Attuned Micaiah exists, and Ninja Saline. Okay, so there are ways to just get rid of this. That's not that big of a deal. Alright, then also at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts attack speed and defense -5 on the foe, deals damage equal to 20% of unit's speed, including on the AoE. Oh, she's got 2 instances of bonus damage on the AoE. Then also neutralizes guard during combat, and while attacking in Aether Raids, if unit ends movement on a space with a bolt trap or a heavy trap, cancels the trap, and then also, if you end movement on a space with a hex trap, reduce the trap's condition by 10 HP. So it's got built-in disarm trap. I mean, this would have been interesting had it not been for the fact that I just rattled off all the weaknesses to undefended. Alright, then we also have Lookout Force. Enables Canto 2. Looks like a new C skill. I can't tell what the inheritance restriction is going to be for this. Actually, they probably posted it already on the Fae Twitter, right? We can probably check that out in a moment. Okay, so enables Canto 2. When Canto triggers, enables unit to use Distance Swap on ally. This effect is not Or this effect is not treated as an assist, or if similar effects are active, this effect doesn't trigger. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 4 to unit, and neutralize unit's penalties to attack and speed. And then distance swap with a range of 2, unit and target swap spaces. So it's kind of like foul play a little bit. This is basically just shadow shift, except you're doing swap instead of doing reposition. And of course it enables Canto too. This is probably infantry only, I would have to imagine. Because there's no way they're going to allow you to just get Canto 2 on, like, everything. But that's still pretty good, though, right? Like, getting Canto 2 on infantry that... you couldn't normally get Canto on them with passives. You'd have to use an Emblem ring, like Emblem Sigur's ring. Because they don't get the trace skills, the infantry units. Alright, so we're starting things off with Uther over here. So, basically, Beard Hector. Not the Beard Hector we all want, though. Alright, so he's going to be an Axe Armor. He's actually a demote? What? No way they just added Uther as a demote. Come on. Alright, Pursual Axe plus 14 might, 1 range. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and defense up 5 and makes a guaranteed follow-up. That is so bad. That is just garbage. That is just absolutely garbage. Alright, then we have Ignis, Special Fighter 3, and Defense Tactic 3. Nothing really good about this, to tell you the truth. I guess Special Fighter 4, or Special Fighter 3 is in the regular pool now, but Special Fighter 4 ain't even that good. So... And it's also a Sacred Seal, too, if you just want to run it as a seal, just to get the guard and the special acceleration. Okay, so here is the Attuned Hero, which we all know is going to be Hector. That was a really cool effect on his fade in there. That was really nice. So Hector dressed up like Ellie would. He's an armored sword. Okay, on the actual Fate channel, it looked like he was an infantry type. But I guess he's going to be an armored type instead, which is good, because... armored units are good for skill duplication with Shield Fighter. So here are his stats. We got 53 HP, and then he's definitely getting bonuses to everything. Not sure what those bonuses are just yet, but 71 HP, 23 speed, 52 defense, and 49 res. Oh, he sets up the fortress tiles there, the stone tiles. Interesting. Okay, so Fellowship Blade... 16 might, 1 range, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants defense and res up 6, Bulwark, and Null Panic to unit and allies in 2 spaces. That's a really good one. Bulwark, nobody gives that outside of Goldmary on her harmonic skill. That's a really good start of turn status to give. Okay, then also, if the foe is in 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts a penalty on foe's attack and defense equal to 20% of unit's defense at the start of combat plus 6. Unit deals plus X damage, where X is highest total bonuses among unit and allies in 2 spaces. That's really good. Okay, then also reduce damage from foe's attacks by 50% of X. Oh, that turns into true damage too? Ooh. And then also inflicts guard on foe per attack. Pretty strong weapon. Honestly, it's very basic, but it's very good at the same time. Alright, then we have Armored Bacon. Then we have Oath of Ostia, grants HP up 5. After unit acts or after Canto triggers, or if defending an Aether raids. At the start of enemy phase, applies Divine Vein Stone to unit space and spaces in 2 spaces. So that means you can plop him on a defense team. And on the enemy's turn 1, he's going to set up the stone tiles, which is very, very powerful for a defense team. That's actually really good. AoE protection with that shit? Oh my god. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, then also, if the foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, inflicts attack and defense -10 on the foe, grants special cooldown count -2 to unit before foe's first attack. Wow, it has that too. And reduce percentage of foe's non-special DR by half during combat. Okay, he seems really good. Oh, boy. All right, then he's got Wily Fighter 4. So if foe initiates combat or if unit's HP is over 25% at the start of combat, inflicts attack -5 on the foe, deals +X damage where X is 20% of unit's defense, excluding on AoEs, and reduce damage from foes' attacks by X, excluding AoEs. And then unit makes a guaranteed follow-up and neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat. Yeah, pretty good. It's like, I mean, they just gave us Slick Fighter 4, and now we got this, which is very good. All right, then we have Attack and Defense Twin Far Save, and then Distant Counter Echo, which unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. I'm going to assume this is for everybody. Like, this is not going to be movement locked. It's going to be for all melee-type units. I would have to imagine. I mean, maybe it's not, but even saying that, though, it's not really going to be that crazy, I don't think. Because we are, like, distant bonus doubler for your Omni tanks is already, like, as good as it gets for an A-slot passive. So, you don't really need to upgrade that much. And then, you like, right now, you want Null C Echo. That's the Echo skill to get. So, I think that's going to overshadow Distant Counter Echo. All right, and then we have the new Mythic hero, Rune. There seems to be a lot of opinions about this kid. I am not a fan, personally. If they were going to give us a male OC, I would have liked them to do it right. And make him, like, actual husbando. This ain't no husbando. This is little boy. Go back to nursery school. Okay, so Rune here is going to be a new Mythic hero that grants access to the Reinforcement slot. And then he also grants the Speed Blessing. He's a colorless tome infantry type. Voiced by Veronica Taylor. Didn't Veronica Taylor voice somebody very famous? That's a very familiar voice actor name. Off top, though, I can't think right now, like, who that person voiced. But, yeah, very interesting. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, his stats. All right, so we got 37 HP and then minus to everything from somewhere. Where is he getting debuffed? Okay, Robin does -3 to everything. And I think that's the only unit that has a debuff on this map, so... Okay, so let's just give him +3 to everything. 61 attack, 35 speed, 21 defense, and then 48 res. That seems about right. Alright, so he's able to warp. He gives the warp status. So, Odor of Creation, 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants empathy, and unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally in 2 spaces, to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. So, warping and empathy. And then also, if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3, +5 with a max of 14, and neutralize unit's penalties and deals +X damage, where X is the number of bonus effects active on unit and foe, excluding stat bonuses times 5 for a max of 25, and excluding on AoEs, and then also nullifies guard. And then empathy gives you all stats as a bonus based on how many different bonus and penalty effects are active on your units and the enemy units, with a max of 7. Which should be very easy to do. I mean, every single new unit that comes out nowadays has a brand new status effect. So it seems like this is just going to be a running theme, and it's going to be very easy to get the +7. Omni +7 to all stats is pretty good for a status effect, but at the same time, I would have liked it to have an effect as well, like maybe... even Wary Fighter or Guaranteed Follow-Up at this point, because, I mean, no follow-up is not being included on a lot of base kits now, so even something that minor would have been nice, but it's only stats. Alright, then we have Flare, we got Sly Mirror. Okay, so Lolita couldn't even keep Sly Mirror for a minute before they gave it to somebody else. Alright, then we got Font of Wisdom. So, at the start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts attack speed and res -7 on the foes that are in 2 spaces of another foe through their next action. Okay. And then also inflicts attack speed and res -5 on the foe. Inflicts penalty on foes. Attack speed and res equal to the highest penalty on each stat between target and foes in 2 spaces of target. Calculates each stat penalty independently. Deals damage equal to 20% of res. Reduce the percentage of foes' non-special DR by half. And reduce damage from foes' attack by 7 during combat on their first attack and brave attack. And then Pulse Up Ploy. So brand new C skill here. Looks like Times Pulse is going to be the prerequisite, I think. At the start of turn, grants special cooldown count -1. At start of player phase or enemy phase, if any foes within 3 columns or 3 rows centered on unit have res greater than, or rather res less than unit's res +5, inflicts ploy and exposure on those foes through the next action. Wow. Wow, they really did that, huh? That's some old bullshit, man. Okay, so they just power crept Times Pulse 4 and also gold border ploys. Like, let's just put those 2 skills together. What the hell? That is very... Wow. Okay, it's not quite as good as Times Pulse 4 in terms of just, like, the cooldown pulsing. Actually, nah, it is, because it's -1 cooldown at the start of every turn, regardless of if you're at max cooldown count or not. Times Pulse 4 will only give you the -1 at the start of turn if you're at your max cooldown count. So, this doesn't matter. You just always pulse yourself at the start of the turn. And then Times Pulse 4 does give you a further pulse after combat, after you proc your special, but I don't think that really matters that much for a guy like this, like where he just really probably wants to hit 1 time. Yeah, pretty good C skill, honestly. Like, that's very, very good. It's like a mix of offense and debuffing. Alright, so here we go with this guy's attack. It's like, whatever. I love how he can't even one-shot Sorin, by the way. A literal brand new unit can't even kill Sorin. A unit that's 2 years old. Yo, what is that face? Whoa, 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 what is this face he's making? Is he drunk? What is this, Venti? No, this kid is literally Venti from Genshin Impact. Drunk little boy. Okay. Alright, I see what you're doing here, Insis. Okay, we're fighting Hodor on the map. And I think that's pretty much everything they're going to cover here. Unless they want to talk about the new special slot for Mythic Light Season. Okay, you can spark how many times? 3 times? Is this banner worth summoning on? I think Hector is really good. And honestly, I think that's just about it. Like, Hector is good, but if you've already summoned for what's-her-face, Pajazzi, you probably don't need Hector, because you can just use her for your fodder bank for armor. It is nice to get another one, though. Like, armored fodder banks are very high demand right now, so at least that's good. But yeah, bro, Leila's weapon is just dead on arrival, I think. I mean, okay, it's good because it's a dagger that has that new effect that Lilina's weapon and Marianne's weapon and Pajazzi's weapon have, where they get the bonus damage on their AoE, which is good. But it's missing effects. Like, those other weapons have bonus effects besides what Leila's weapon does. Yeah, this seems like a skip. Like, straight up, this is a skip. And we know Christmas is coming up in a couple of weeks. So, like, that's absolutely going to be better than this. I would have to say everyone just save your orbs for Christmas. So that's going to wrap us up for this one, guys. I have to go take a look at the refines now, because I think they're probably up by this point. Of course, we got to see what our boy is up to, our boy Merlinus. So that's going to wrap us up for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.